meter producers in the country have appealed to the Central Bank of Nigeria to create a credit line of a single digit to manufacturers for effective execution of meter asset providers schemes. Chairman Moma's Electricity Meter Manufacturing Company, Kola Balogun, says funding is a major challenge to the execution of the project for meter manufacturers.
Now, Kola Balogun adds that every meter manufacturer needs between 10 to 20 billion naira. He also disclosed that the project will benefit electricity consumers as issues of estimated and overbilling will be abolished. All right, joining me now is the Company Secretary, Moma Systems of Nigeria Limited, Yahaya, good morning. It's good to have you join us right now.
Good morning.
Now, it's a great thing Moma's meters, as one of the local producers of meters, is doing in Nigeria. Yeah. But talk to us, basically. Local producers of meters have been on ground for some time. Yeah. And there has been the call for government to either give them some level of tax reduction and then even reduction of loan interest and all of that. Talk to us about how challenging that area is.
Okay, thank you very much. You know, going by the statistics, what we have now is that according to the commission, the regulator, which is Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, they have stated that the metering gap that should be closed within the period of 5 years is actually 4.7 million. Currently, we have an installed collective capacity of manufacturers of about 80,000 meters per month.
80,000?
Yes, collectively. Now, what you find is that if you do the numbers, in 5 years, the local manufacturers actually have existing capacity to meter the nation up to the extent of 4.8 million meters. And you still have this is largely scalable. So what you have is that, and what we have found is that to actually finance and close the metering gap, which some people have argued that is actually double the number that the regulator has said, we would actually require between 1 trillion to 1.5 trillion to recycle in the system to actually close the metering.
Is Nigeria still patronizing meters from outside the country? Are we still importing meters at this time?
Unfortunately, yes. Some of the distribution companies still import meters from different places around the world. And not to shoot down any importers, but I can tell you that I have been to some facilities around the world, metering facilities, particularly in China. And to your utmost surprise, I can tell you that some of the manufacturing facilities are not any larger than a room. The local capacities are actually ready. They have the ready competence. We actually do, some of the manufacturers actually do R&D, which is like research and development, whereby they actually design the meters. And the competitive advantage that they have is that they are actually able to design metering products that actually meets the peculiarity of the Nigerian market.
Yes, Nigeria, with this importation from different places now, it means there is no uniform prepaid meters in Nigeria. There's not going to be uniform meter system in Nigeria. Is that what it is?
Oh, what do you mean uniform?
When it's uniform, you can have different kind of meters.
Yes. For
different discos coming up with different kind of meters for different parts of the country.
Yes, you know that since the privatization of the power sector, the discos has actually been designed in, they've actually been divided into 11 different discos.
Each of the discos can bring in
actually
whatever.
Exactly give the specifications for meters to be supplied and delivered by.
What has to be done really to make Nigeria turn from that importation of metering or importing meters to the locally manufactured ones?
Policy. And what does this give us is that at the bottom of every developed nation is industrialization. And industrialization policy, and I'm choosing my words carefully, it's one that every nation chooses very jealously and guards very jealously. And you can't also deploy a one-blanket-fits-all policy to your industrialization policy. It is sector specific.
All right.
So
give us, sorry, we don't have all the time now, but give us a perspective. If Nigeria decides to patronize locally made meters now,
yes,
what advantage is that going to give to Nigeria? Give us a mind picture.
the advantages are enormous. First of all, we have learned, and statistics have shown, that it's better to subsidize production than to subsidize the end product. So if production is actually subsidized, that means equipment financing will be subsidized, procurement of raw materials will be subsidized, and the operation expenses will be subsidized. So you actually get a low cost product, which is actually cheaper for the end users, you and I. Furthermore, you actually find the manufacturers able to expand capacity and develop in introduction. A lot further to that, and more importantly to what the nation is tackling right now, is that when the manufacturers expand capacity, every growing economy is driven by private sector. They are able to mop up the rising rate of unemployment within the country.
Okay.
Yes.
Employment. All right. That's part of what I'll take away from here now.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Yahaya, for coming, Company Secretary of Momas Meters.
Thank you very
so
much. Thank you for having me.
Right.